Have you ever listened to a hip-hop radio station and thought, wait a minute, why are they censoring the cussing? It's a hip-hop station. Everyone listening already knows what hip-hop is about. Who is the person making these laws? Who sits there and says, you know what, I can't handle the swearing, cut it out. But keep the misogyny. Keep that in, because these hoes ain't loyal. It's like editing an action movie to remove the punching, but keeping the explosions. Make it make sense.
Great radio stations. I was listening to a Power 106 when I was coming down here. Fantastic, yeah, the hip-hop radio station. The only thing that was weird, I don't understand, is why do you guys censor your hip-hop on hip-hop radio stations? I understand when I listen to Kiss, they played a hip-hop song, and then they censor. I was like, okay, maybe some people don't like, but then on the hip-hop station, they censor hip-hop. Why would you do that? It's a hip-hop station. Surely everyone listening to the hip-hop station knows what hip-hop is all about. Like, is there somebody listening to hip-hop who doesn't like the cussing particularly? Who are the people that made these laws? Who was that person who was like, you know what, I can't handle the cussing. I just can't handle it. Please, cut it out. But keep the misogyny. Keep that in. Keep that in. Because these hoes ain't loyal. Like, who was that? Because it's the straight, I've never heard anything like, all over the world, when you listen to a hip-hop music station, they play the song the way it is because that's how it should be, you know? As if it's crass, that's it. You don't like it, that's why you don't listen to hip-hop. That's how it should be. But you can't cut the swearing, you can't cut out the cussing, you can't censor hip-hop. That in itself is defiling what hip-hop is, because hip-hop was a manner of speaking out. It was speaking out against the establishment, against the man. That was. I mean, these days it's changed. It's more about cough syrup and strippers. But back in the day, it had that thing. You were speaking out. You can't censor hip hop now. It makes hip hop sound uncertain. I've never heard anything sound so bad in my life. It sounds like the rappers are insecure now. It sounds like they're unsure of themselves, like they're suffering post-traumatic stress or something. Because the guys come out and half of the words are missing. It's just like, yeah, when a dope want you. But you can't do it for you. I can make a bitch. But I don't, bro. This ain't loyal. No, this ain't loyal. It's just like, what is going on here? You ready, B? I don't think I'm ready, man. I don't think I'm ready. I'm really stressed right now. I actually didn't think this through. I'm gonna go home. I need a nap.
And then we headed to Paris, France, to do shows. For the first time in my life, I was very excited. Always wanted to perform in Paris, didn't know what it would be. But can I tell you? Paris is everything they tell you it is. It is easily one of the most romantic cities I have ever been to in my life. I fell in love 1,000 times. I was by myself, it didn't matter. Yeah. Every night it was just me and those bed bugs, baby. I really enjoyed Paris because, you know, I got to meet Parisians in person. No, not stereotypes, not things that you're told about them. No, actually meet French people, learn about them from. I learned some truly amazing things. For instance, the French have a very different relationship with work than the rest of us, all right? In that they don't give a shit about it. Which honestly I found inspiring. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us have become a little too attached to our work, you know? We identify with our... You ever asked somebody just randomly, be like, hey, tell me about yourself. And they'll be like, well, I'm an architect. And tell me about yourself. Well, you know, I own a hair salon. And tell me about yourself. Well, I'm a teacher. And tell me about yourself. And people will tell you about what they do. You know, it's become the thing that people focus on. The French don't do that. No. You'll never meet a French person who does. You'll be like, excuse me, what do you do? Be like, oh, me, I go for walks with my friends. And... you know, I like to, eat good food and... No. What do you do for a living? For a living? Pardon, okay, for a living, okay. No, I breathe and, no, I drink water and, you know, of course I have to make love, you know.
Imagine flying into Paris, ready for the trip of a lifetime, only to discover your luggage has entered an alternate dimension. You're standing at the baggage carousel looking like an idiot, waiting for a bag that's never coming. And when you finally ask a local airport employee for help, they don't apologize. They look at you like you committed a crime. They're just like, your bag is gone? Well, you're in Paris. What's wrong with you? Go buy some clothes. Zero panic, pure French indifference.
It's just a different way to be, man. You know, not being so attached to work. I learned this because when I flew to Paris, my luggage was lost, right? Yeah, I landed in the airport and bags were gone, didn't arrive. I discovered this obviously at the carousel, which is one of those shitty things that airlines do to you. Right? They know your bags are not coming. Yeah, they know where your bag is every single moment, but they don't tell you. They let you stand there like an idiot with hope in your heart. They could literally come to your seat before you take off and just be like, it's not coming. Spoiler alert. But they don't. They let you take off with all that joy like an idiot. Whee! I landed in Paris. I thought it was the beginning of a great trip. I was skipping a ride, my full luggage swag. And I was like, I'm gonna get my bags, go into Paris, start exploring. Got to the carousel. I was like, full luggage swag. That's right. Let me get my luggage. Everybody's like, excuse me. Make some space, please. I would also like to lean over the carousel. It makes the bags come quicker. Come on, lucky bag. I had full luggage swag. Bags started coming out. I was standing there judging them. Who still uses sound? Where's my bag? Bags going around. And then new bags stopped coming out. I started worrying. And then at some point there were fewer and fewer bags. And I was like, oh, my bag's not coming. And I realized my bag hadn't arrived. It was terrible. I had the same feeling I had as a child when my mom would forget me at school. The exact same feeling. I was just standing at the carousel. I felt like I was that kid, 10 years old again, just... No, Mr. Wilkinson, it's fine. You can go. My mom's gonna come. Don't worry, you can go home. She's coming. She wouldn't forget me. No, she's probably dead somewhere right now. She's probably in a lying dead. She forgot me. She'd forget me occasionally, and then I'd have to walk home. It was like an hour walk. And I'd get home. And she'd always have the same reaction when I walked into the house, because my mom worked from home, and so she'd have like a little computer where she'd be typing away, and I'd walk into the house, and I'd close the door, be like, always the same reaction. She'd be like, no, baby, no. Oh, what time is it? And I'd be like, it's too late. I'm not gonna lie, I hated being forgotten at school, but I savored those moments. Because it wasn't any sweat, to be honest. Like, I liked walking, you know. It's not like I was stressed on the walk. Oh, I'd be kicking stones, singing on the way back, and then I'd get to the house and I'd be like, no, wait a minute. I loved it, because that was the one moment when I was allowed to give my mom unlimited attitude with no repercussions, none. Because when I was a kid, you couldn't just be like give attitude. Like, I wasn't a white child, you know what I mean? You couldn't. I had to watch myself. But when she messed up, ooh, I loved it. I'd walk in, oh, can you forgive me, baby? I'd think about it. So now, I had to find somebody to help me. I look around. It's an older French gentleman standing on the side. Gray hair, rosy cheeks, short little guy with glasses. And so I walked over to him. And he was wearing a red vest. And in French, it read, information. And then underneath in English said, information. I was like, phew. Bonjour, hello, hi. He's like, oh, hello, bonjour. I said, English, French? He said, English? Yeah, oui. I said, okay, could you help me, please? My luggage didn't arrive. I would like to know, what do I need to do? He's like, oh, the luggage didn't come. If you go with different for one, maybe you can put you, because different flight airline can be put in on different ones. You have to try to maybe go different. Maybe they will come in for tracking, look inside the app, and that one you can really find for you, because it's not the more different, because we are not in control with the airport, but the different ones they are putting in for the airline, they are in control, so maybe you can't see for that one. I was like, okay, all right, let's try French. Let's see what happens. Finally, we figured it out. He sent me off to a special area where you go and I guess make a report. And when I get there's another French guy who's behind the counter, much younger, right? He was like maybe Algerian, Moroccan of descent, but very French, cool guy. Behind the counter helping someone. He's like, okay, thank you very much, thank you. Next, please. And I walk up and I'm like, hey, man. He's like, hey, what's going on, my brother? How are you, man? What's up? What's up? I was like, I need your help, please. My luggage, it didn't come. It's lost. Like, oh no, dude, your luggage didn't come. Oh man, did you look for it? So what? Yeah, that's the first thing I did. What, you think I'm just here for company? Of course that's... No, just checking, okay? So the bag is gone, it's totally... I'm like, yeah, it's gone. He's like, oh man, that sucks, man. I'm so sorry for you, man. That's terrible. Yeah, so what do you want to do now? So what do I want to do? So well, I would like you to do something, like to... Can we like make a report or something? He's like, okay, yeah. You want to make some paperwork or something? It's for your insurance so they can pay you for it? I said, no, it's so that you can find it and bring it to me. He's like, oh no, don't worry, man, don't worry. We are not going to find it. No, man. No, don't worry about that. No, you know, it's Paris, man. When the bags are gone, they're probably gone. Yeah, they don't ever pop up. Sometimes if you are lucky, but if it's not here by now, it's probably gone, you know. It's Fridays, there are some strikes, you know, just you can leave. Don't even stress yourself. You can go. It's like, don't even stress myself. Yo, this is my luggage. This is like all my clothes. Like, yeah, but you are in Paris, you need clothes? This is Paris, man. Man, Paris, go and buy some clothes. What's wrong with you, man? Chill. He was so confident, he made me feel like I was wrong. Like I doubted myself, I walked away and I was like, am I wrong? Am I too attached to my luggage? He wasn't lying. Paris, I had to go and buy clothes because I had nothing for my shows, for anything. And if you ever do go to Paris, take some extra money for the clothes shopping. It's amazing. And try and also pack an extra pair of self-esteem. Yeah, you'll need it when you shop with the French because they're not your friends. Yeah, I've never been to a country where you are truly on your own when you're shopping. Like you walk into a store, nobody helps you, nothing. You don't know who works there, you don't know who's doing anything. Literally, it's like undercover employee. You're just walking around. It's like 20 minutes, nobody helped me. And then finally I started picking my own clothes. And then I heard like an annoyed voice behind me. It was like, can I help you? I was like, hi, yes, I need to get a few clothes, please. My luggage was lost. And then Detroit, I got roasted more than I've ever been roasted in my life. Ever. I got roasted. Everything I chose came with a scathing review. I was like, yeah, could I please get this in a medium? It's like, medium? You mean large or extra large, no? Yeah, no, this one is the medium for your body. I don't think so, no? I was like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, no, yeah, you are large, extra. I can bring that one for you, okay? Medium is too much for the shirt, okay? I'm like, what? Yo, everything. There's a point where there's a jacket I wanted to buy. I was like, yeah, could I get this? He's like, oh no, this one for your skin tone is not great. No, you have to think about what is complementary for the colors inside the fabric and also inside your face, okay? This one is not the best. I was like, yo, I already own something like this. And you are wearing it? Well, not anymore. No, you can wear it if you want. No, c'est tranquille, go ahead. I was like, no, you threaten me now. You know what, it's just different. A friend said to me, was like, dude, the French are assholes, right? I was like, no, I don't think that they're assholes. I think they're just very honest, right? And a lot of the time, it's hard to tell the difference between the two. Because one day I was speaking to a French woman and I worked up the courage to ask her, say, hey, why are the French like this? And she said, what do you mean? I said, like when you're in like a store, you know, they seem very mean. And she's like, oh no, they are not being mean, they are just being themselves, no? No, maybe because you are used to coming in a country where people are, they are so afraid that you are not going to tip them, that, they are all on top of you. Can I help you? Can I help you? In France, we are making sure that everybody is getting like a good salary, a good wage. So we are not, so stressed about that. Huh? In America, it's like, oh, the customer is king. But in France, you know what we do to kings. So, it's not the same here. The French don't play that game.
Getting pulled over by the cops is a universal heart attack, but the vibe changes completely depending on the country. In South Africa, getting pulled over is basically an interactive game show. The cop comes up, checks your papers, and you can actually negotiate like adults. But in America, American cops don't play that game. An officer walks up to your window and casually tells you, "Sir, I estimated you were going 100 miles an hour." Estimated? Since when is a cop's wild guess equivalent to a laser speed gun?
We can fight with our police when they stop us, with not one thought in your head of losing your life. That's a luxury in America. I didn't even think about that. I just moved to the US to start working on The Daily Show. And one day I was driving and I got pulled over by a policeman, right? And I get pulled over by this policeman. And being pulled over by the police in America is a stressful experience because they make it a game show where you've got to try and figure out what's going on. In South Africa, it's simple, straight to the point. You get pulled over, the Metro Police comes there, he tells you, "My friend, you were speeding. License, letter, license, plus no seatbelt, license." Then immediately you're in the game. "Oh, come on, man, come on. Hey, don't come on, nothing here. Seatbelt, when, let license. Busy driving here, shoemaker, yeah? Yeah. Now you're in the game. It's time to talk. It's time to work things out. In America, they don't play that game. Policeman walked up to my window. I was sitting in the car. Got up there. "Good afternoon, sir." Good afternoon. "Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?" "Shouldn't you know why?" Why are you asking me? No, I don't know. "Sorry, what did you say?" I said, I don't know why you pulled me over." "I pulled you over, sir, because you were speeding." "Oh, okay, I didn't know." "Do you know how fast you were going, sir?" "Did you not check your notes before you came?" I feel like this is part of now I'm doing your job and my job at the same time. "Sir, are you giving me attitude?" "No, I'm not giving you attitude. I'm just saying you can't ask me why you stopped me and then ask me how fast I was going. Next thing you're gonna ask me to write my own tickets. Sir, are you giving me attitude? You're gonna get out of this car right now, sir. Are you giving me attitude?" And I was just talking to the guy because I was like, "Look, man, you can't say." Here's the craziest thing the cop said to me. He looked at me and he's like, "Sir, I'll tell you something. You were going 100 miles an hour." And I was like, 100 miles an hour? I was like, "How did you know that? Where's can I see the thing?" He's like, what are you talking about?" I was like, show me your gun." And he's like, "I got no, whoa, not that one, whoa. I want to see the laser gun. Show me the speed." He's like, I don't need that, sir. I estimated that you were going 100 miles." I was like, "Estimated? What does 100 look like? Can't just estimate 100. So he's just gonna look. He's like, "I can do that, okay? I can look and estimate." I'm like, "Dude, that's a dangerous thing to do." So you just look and then you go, "That guy's going 100. You can't just estimate." Imagine if I just did that with you, where I'm like, "Estimate, standard 7, pelele." Yeah? You can't just do that. "I'm sorry, sir, what did you just say to me?" I didn't say any. I'm just saying that it's not fair for you to it's a weird experience with police over there. And my friend was in the passenger seat. He was shitting himself the whole time. He was just like, "Yo, dude, shut up. Yo, dude, shut up. Shut up, Trevor. Shut up, Trevor. You're gonna get us killed. Shut up, Trevor." I was like, "What do you mean get us killed for what? Why are we getting killed now?" He's like, "Shut up, Trevor. Shut up, Trevor." I take that for granted because in America, you could get shot. And you read stories and you see stories of black Americans getting shot, and that is true. They get shot at a disproportional rate. But white Americans also get shot by the police all the time. White police in America, police in general in America, are trigger happy. They don't play games. It's all racism. It's just police as a whole. Shoot first, ask questions later. There they are. "You! Freeze!" Did I get that order right? We take for granted the relationship we have here. In America, you read stories of people getting shot because they pulled out their wallets. In South Africa, you'll get shot because you didn't pull out your wallets. We're always talking. That's my favorite thing about South African police, is that you feel like you're part of what's happening. pull over, the cop comes there. How are you, sir? I'm fine, how are you? Yeah, I'm fine, yeah? I don't know if you saw here, let me just show you. Can you see here? Check the numbers. Check the numbers. See that one there? Top score. Yeah? See there, top score, yeah? See that number there, yeah? Yeah. What does that number say? Then you're like, it says 160. Yeah? If it was Pac-Man, you have an extra life now, eh? Yeah? 160. So, what are we doing now? Malume. Yeah, what are we doing now? Malume. Hey, yeah, I know, my man, I know. They feel your pain. We're in this together. I almost feel like we need to send South African police. We need to send South African police to America, just so that Americans can learn what it's like to have a functional police force that's not always threatening to end your life. You know? A police force where you can communicate, where you can air your differences without fear of mortal retribution. Wouldn't that be great to have Americans in sticky situations? There they are at a standoff. The police pull up. Woo! Woo! All right, we're gonna hand you over. We've got a Sergeant Matabula here. He's a specialist from South Africa. We're gonna hand you over. Hello. Hello, sir, how are you? Man, I ain't coming out. Yeah. I'm greeting you. I said, how are you? Don't just shout here, we are talking. How are you? I'm fine, man. Thank you very much for asking. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you very much. Okay, what's going on here, my brother? Look, man, that shit y'all trying to pin on me, it ain't true, man. I'm innocent. Okay, so just come out and we can talk. Nah, man, I know how this shit goes down. Y'all gonna kill me or I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in jail. That's not true. That's not true. Just come out, we can talk. I know what y'all gonna do, man. I got two options. I'm gonna die or I'm gonna spend my life in jail. There's another option. It involves a cold drink. The worst thing is everyone comes up to me and they go, well, you must be used to this being from Africa. And no, I'm not. I'm from Africa, but that shit is hot. That was just, no. I was scared to go jogging because I thought if I ran out in the streets and fainted, wouldn't the local news love that? I'd be running and I'd fall down in the heat. They would have their vans reporting live. They'd be standing there going, so hot in Atlanta, even Africans are fainting. So I'm enjoying this. Really happy to be here, you know. This is going to be good for us, I hope. I say I hope because I never know with stand-up comedy. It's just, you know, it's an awkward experience, I find. I'm always nervous. I find comedy is very similar to sex for me. Well, it's exactly like sex when you think about it. With me, the comedian, playing the role of the man, and you, the audience, the role of the woman. Because it's my job to satisfy you. And you just have to sit there. And then, just like sex, my success or failure will somehow be determined by how much noise you make during my performance. Which makes it a one-sided affair, I feel, you know? Yes, yeah, I mean, maybe you're the quiet type. I hope we have magic tonight. I hope we create something wonderful. I mean, for many of us, it's our first time together, and that means it might be awkward. I understand this. And if that's the case, I want you to know that I'll look into your eyes, I'll see that I'm freaking you out, and I'll stop. I'll stop, and I'll flip you back over, and we'll go back to the simple stuff. Okay? I've been in America for a few months now, and I'm really just thrown by the place. It's not what I expected at all. Different from the brochures and the pamphlets. There's many assumptions I had about America before I came here, and I've come to learn that those were wrong. For one, I just assumed people spoke English here. It's far from it. It's not, you know what, it's not so much the language, so much as the pronunciation of words that throws me off. It's just what Americans have done with the language. You guys have just, wow, you've done something. You've put 22s on the English language. You've got rims that just pimp my language. That's what you've gone with, you know? I don't understand. I was chatting to this woman downtown the other day. She came up to me and she wanted me to see something. I don't know what though. She was like, oh my God, look over there. I said, look over what? She's like, over there. Look at that her. And I said, her? She's like, no, her. Look, there's two of them. I understand nothing. Even the small words, just the pronunciation, you know, small things that get you by. For instance, I pronounce the opposites of uncle as aunt. I say my aunt. Out here, you say my aunt, which to me is an insect, which made me look like an ass when my friend told me his aunt died. And I was like, so what? There's tons of those out there. What a great way to end a friendship. I couldn't get help the other day when searching for a battery for my remote control, because that's what I say, battery, a small form of power. Yes, in America, you say battery, which to me is a different form of power. Sponsored by Chris Brown. And you know what to understand? We live on different sides of the globe, so it's fine. The language will evolve. This is something I've come to understand. But I hope I change one thing in your hearts forever. Just one thing. And that is that animal in the wild that looks like a horse. It has black and white stripes. Yeah, do me a favor. From now on, please, it's not zebra, okay? It's zebra. Yeah? Just like it's not Debra, it's Deborah. Same structure of word. Plus, you cannot name them because you do not have them. Zebra. This is madness. Everything out here is different. Do you know how hard it is to learn when you come out here? You have to change everything. There's the measurement system, which is just, America, you guys have your own thing, the imperial system, you know? On my side of the world, we use the metric system, and by my side, I mean the rest of the world, you know? We have the metric system, which is, amongst other things, very efficient. It's a very simple process. You know, everything goes into each other. And out here you have imperial, which is fine. I won't judge you. If you want to be imaginary, that's up to you. But I just feel like there's some consistency that's needed. Small things. Like, for instance, when we abbreviate our small measurement, milligrams, we use mg, milligrams. Mg, milligrams. And you guys have ounces, which you then abbreviate OZ. There's no Z in the word, ounces. I don't know. That's pale in comparison to what you've done with pounds. That for me, please explain to me how the abbreviation for pounds became LBS. Pounds. I look like the idiot walking into the store going, could I please have the 2 labs bag of sugar? Guy was like, you mean pounds? I said, I don't see the P. No, I don't. He said, well, it means pounds. It's not LBS. A lot of bullshit. That's what it stands for. This is horrible. In fact, it's crazy. You do realize the imperial system is so inefficient that even American drug dealers have switched over to metric. Even drug dealers got to the point where they said, we need some order, we're going with metric. And I honestly thought this was an anomaly. I thought, you know what, this is just one of those things, it's a coincidence, but it's not. Americans do not care about abbreviation nor the English language. They don't give a damn. I learned this in the small things, like for instance, when I was in Tennessee.
Welcome to FlySafair, the airline where buying a plane ticket is just a down payment on a subscription model. Want a specific seat? That's extra. Want to bring a bag? Pay up. Want to breathe oxygen? Check your wallet. At this rate, it's only a matter of time before you're 10 minutes away from landing, and the flight attendant walks down the aisle saying, "Sir, it looks like you didn't pay for the landing option, so we're gonna need you to open the door and jump." Brutal efficiency.
I stumbled on an organization known as the Ku Klux Klan. You heard of them? Worst magic show ever. Guy gave me a pamphlet. He was like, come and see the Grand Wizard. Grand Wizard, the Grand Wizard. Didn't do one trick. Not even one trick. I mean, I noticed a few black people disappear, but I mean, that's not magic. No, that's just Reaganomics. I wasn't impressed by that. Like, where's the magic? I sat there forever. These guys running around in their sheets. Yeah! The KKK, as they're affectionately known. Has nobody bothered to tell them ever that you do not spell clan with a K? Nobody stopped. Even in America, clan is spelt with a C. The Ku Klux Klan, they're the KKC, not the KKK. You realize that? Ku Klux Klan. The C. In fact, the name is wrong, the whole thing, the Ku Klux parts of it. That's just horrible, because they got that, as you know, from ancient Greece. It was Ku Klux Alphion, meaning a circle of brothers. And that's how they got their name. They call themselves a Greek circle of brothers, which is wrong for two reasons. One, if your sole purpose as an organization is to hate black people, don't you find it strange that you've now named yourself the Circle of Brothers? And secondly, do they realize that in ancient Greece, circles of brothers were doing very different things with one another? Very loving, very, yeah. If they were really a Greek circle, the sheets would be a bit higher up, just more of a, yeah. Out in places like PE and Cape Town and East London, and recently went to Durban, which was a bit of a schlep for us. It was really hard because it was raining so much, and then on top of the flight delays that you have to contest with, there's also like overbooking, which is a problem. I don't know if you know what overbooking is, but basically it's a legal process where it's a practice rather where airlines book more tickets than there are seats on the plane. So they book more, sort of like a taxi. But then they don't let you get on when you get there. So they just hope you don't pitch up. He's like, please. Yeah. It's like, that's what they do. And so we flying down to Durban, and it was the funniest thing ever. We're standing in the queue, everyone's all fidgety in the line, looking at their watches, and they call us forward. They're like, next, please, next. So we go to the counter, and there's one of those women there with her glasses and her relaxed hair, and she's there. And then she's like, can I have your ID, please? And you're like, IDs, everyone puts them down. She's like, where are you flying? And we're like, Durban, please. She's like, Durban. Durban. Yes. Mm-hmm. Are you flying now? No, tomorrow, it's a practice run. Are you flying? And we're like, yes, we need to fly now. Okay. And then she starts typing frantically, which I never understand, because when I book my tickets, all I need to do is click. It's click, Joe, that one, click, Durb, that one, click, and then it does it all, and then she's there. I bet she wasn't even busy doing our tickets anymore. She's just like there, clicking. She's probably on like Facebook or something there, updating her status. Yo, another one is here. I'm dead. Another one here. Yo, dead. You overbooking. Dead. Oh, poke back. Dead. You dead. Death by overbooking. Yo. Because of their faux pas, the airline is as kind as to upgrade us on the next flight to business class. They say, we're sorry about what happened. Here you go, business class. I love business class, You get to go to a special lounge where everyone's very businessy, yes. No, it is, because when you're in business class, you overhear conversations, and they sound totally different, You overhear people saying things like, yes, well, the mergers are coming along. I mean, if you look at the companies that are, people walking around, well, I mean, if the numbers are right, then we'll definitely get that stock portfolio going. And you got people walking there, no, I'm in the kids of this situation to make sure that all the shareholders are happy, and then we'll present to management, and it's going to be a installment of what, you hear like businessy kind of stuff. Whereas when you're in economy, it's just like a huge group of people. You generally overhear conversations like, I thought you put it in the bag. You said you put it in the bag. What? It was on the table. I asked you to put it more. Why is it not in the bag? Oh, wow.
And so we're going through the airport and then we go through security. And I love security in South Africa. It is the most chilled out security you will find anywhere in the world. It is, like South African security is just like, we work on an honesty system in this country, The security guard, he's there to enforce, but it's more on honesty. It's like, look, this is it's up to you. This is the honesty place. This is where we all admit to our sins. Come forward. Do you have anything to declare? It's that type of place. Overseas, when you come through customs, it's the craziest thing ever. You got to take off everything. You got to take off your shoes, and you take off your belt, and you can't wear a jacket or a hoodie or a cap or anything. You got to take off your rings and nothing, not even coins in your pocket. Even you got like a big filling, then you're in trouble. Then and they'll be like, then you're like, but it's my teeth, and they're like, well, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna, and then like colored people are like, excuse me, yeah. That's great. Whereas in South Africa, I sometimes feel like these security guards don't actually know what their equipment does. They're very chilled out about it. Because you walk through at airport security, and you get there, and the guy will be like, go number four. And then you go through, and you stand there, and the guy will be waiting. He'll give you that bucket, and he'll be like, what's in the bag? Like, what do you mean? He's like, is there a laptop? Yes. Out. Take it out. Laptop out. Please, put it by itself. Put there, Any other laptop? You're like, no. Laptop out. Like, okay. What did you do? Okay, there it is. Okay. And my gun? No, it's fine. Just the laptop. Yeah. Watching you. It's so much fun. And you walk through the metal detectors, which I swear either don't work or these people really don't understand them at all. You walk through metal detectors, and it's not just at airports, no matter where they are in this country. You walk through a metal detector, a casino, a school, government institution, you'll walk in there, and then it'll make that sound, but then I don't know if they know what that means. Because you walk through and be like, beep, 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 beep. And you see how security guards smile, because they get ready, because they're going to use the wand. They love the wand. You can see they wait the whole day. Yes, my time has arrived. Excalibur, I call upon you. It's like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, just stand there. Yeah. Pulls out his wand. Those black ones, just pulls them out. And okay, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm just. doesn't really do that. It would be cool if it did though. Although it would be weird. For like some guy from the township to have a lightsaber. Wouldn't work at all though. It wouldn't. Imagine. Wouldn't be like Darth Vader. It would be like Braveda. Bravi. It would have been the worst Star Wars ever if it was in South Africa, wouldn't it? Like the critical point, the moment that made the movie would never happen if it wasn't a township in South Africa. Because which guy from the township would claim a child after that many years? Guy would be like, look. Yes, what is it?
No, look there. It's your father.
But it wasn't. Okay, sorry. I digress. The wand. Comes. Sorry. Comes out with the wand. And they always do that thing, they go around. And we don't know what it's supposed to do or not, Any weapons? What was that for? Even if I had something, I'm not going to tell you now. Obviously, you have been defeated. Any weapons? No? Oh, okay. And that's it. We work on the honesty system in this country. Everywhere you go. I'd like to meet the genius who invented the honesty book. Ah, yes, the honesty book. Yes, the book of truth. No one can lie when they write in this book. Whenever you visit someone at a townhouse or office complex, we have the book of truth. Fill in the book before you enter. Name, yes. Surname,
Phone number and address, reason for visit, PVT. Go just do that. Look at everyone else. PVT, 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 PVT. PVT. And once I asked the security guard, I was like, what's the point of this? Why am I filling in this book? He's like, no, it's for security reasons. Says, I figured that much, but what is it about? It's like, it's so that if you can do anything bad inside there, if maybe you can steal or kill someone, then we can find you. Of course. Because I wrote my real name and surname. The honest killer strikes again. It's just ridiculous. I was like, okay, and then I kill someone, and then what are you gonna do? It's like, then you sit there, we can just phone you and tell you must come back. Yeah. Same time.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can win cool prizes. And by prizes, I mean surprise. There's no prizes. It's a free YouTube video, you greedy. Just click the video, man. Why you want free things on free things?
It's been a wonderful trip. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen. There's never a dull moment in South Africa. Even just flying around the country has been exciting for me. It's been an injection of South Africa. That's what it's felt like. You know, just traveling around, particularly because the flying has changed, right? So I told my team in South Africa, I was like, hey, what's the plan? And they were like, well, they're like, who do you want to fly? How are we flying around the country? I said, we do the usual. We're going to fly with SAA. And then they were like, SAA, it's finished. I'm like, what do you mean it's finished? They're like, yeah, it's gone. SABC and SAA generations, all of it's gone. I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you mean it's just finished? So how are we flying? They're like, well, you've got to choose another one. I was like, well, you recommend. They're like,
Picture this. You're walking around Tennessee and you accidentally stumble upon the KKK. A guy hands you a pamphlet shouting, "Come see the Grand Wizard." So you sit down expecting some top-tier illusionist stuff. You're waiting for a rabbit to pop out of a hat or someone to saw a person in half. But no, just a bunch of guys running around in bedsheets. It's hands down the worst magic show in human history. And to top it all off, they can't even spell clan with a C.
well, we could do like FlySafair. I was like, all right, is it good? They're like, well, it's not great, but it's reliable. It'll get you where you need to go. I was like, what do you mean it's not great? They're like, well, they just make you pay for everything, and it's like it's very they just make it very efficient. I didn't realize how efficient. Yo, FlySafair is on another level, guys. I don't know who's running that airline, but they're serious, eh? They don't waste time. They make sure they make their money. They make you pay for everything. Everything. Yeah, you buy the plane ticket. That's just the beginning of the transaction. Yeah, you want a specific seat, you pay. You want to bring a bag, you pay. Yeah, you want food on the plane, you pay. Yeah, you want to board early, you pay. Those people, they're finding everything, eh? It's only a matter of time before you're on a FlySafair flight, and 10 minutes before landing, they come up to your seat like, I'm sorry, sir, it looks like you didn't pay for the landing option. So we're gonna need you to jump out now, if you don't mind. You're like, yeah, but can I pay now? Sorry, sir, we don't take cards. I don't think I've ever been on an airline like FlySafair. It was the most South African experience I could ever ask for. Everything was different. Everything. The flight was supposed to be 2 hours flying to Cape Town. It took 1 hour 30. Everyone said it's normal. How? How? How are you getting to a place 30 minutes earlier? You're flying in a straight line, in the sky. How? People are like, oh, that's what happens with FlySafair. No, what do you mean that's what happens? Doesn't that freak you out? So what's happening up there? Is the pilot taking shortcuts? He's just there, busy cutting. Yeah, cut here, double up. 10 by stratas, 10 by stratas. Everything on that flight is different. When you land and you get to the gate, you're not allowed to stand up. No one told me that. Yeah, I stood up by myself. I was there. Everyone around me was like, I was like, I want to get my bag. They're like, oh, you must wait. You must wait. Yo, guys, and the way people talk in that plane, it's almost like FlySafair came with a shambok one day to everyone. Because not a single passenger. I sat back down, I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, you wait for Safair to say you can stand. You don't want to see them get angry. What did they do to you, South Africa? You can tell me. That whole flight was different. Oh, you know what was interesting? There was no recline button. Yeah, that was different. Yeah, there's no, you can't recline your seat. Yeah, the seat is there. And then I got into it. And then I was like, okay, let me relax. And then I was like, whoa, where's the, okay. And then, you know, sometimes you don't know where a thing is. So I was looking, I'm busy pulling things. I'm like, where's and this is something that could only happen in South Africa. There's this Indian guy sitting next to me. And he sees me, because he's fidgeting around, sees me fidgeting. And at some point he turns and he's like, hey, Trevor, what's wrong there, man? And I said, no, man, I can't find the recline button. And without missing a beat, this man was like, oh, no, don't worry. They sell it there when you start flying. Yeah, they're going to bring it with the Pringles and the water and stuff. You can buy it. It's 55 Rand. Guys, he said it so seriously. And I'd paid for so many other things that I believed it. I was like, God damn, this airline is crazy. I was like, what an insane airline. I was like, they make you pay for the recline button? You know what an idiot I looked like when they came with that cart? They was pushing that cart down. I was like, and so what would you like? I was like, can I please have the recline button? I want to lean back. Everything on FlySafair was fun. Everything. My favorite thing on FlySafair is that it feels personal. That's what I like. You know, I feel like I'm on a South African airline and it feels personal, it feels intimate. I feel like they're flying me. Mostly because they look at me. You know, when they're making the announcements, you see who's making the announcements. That doesn't happen when you fly anymore. Flying has become so impersonal. You know, they just put down that video monitor and then you just watch a little safety video. You know, there's no warmth, there's no character. You've seen it probably when you travel, when you leave South Africa. You know, when you fly Emirates, you know, and then they'll be like, please watch the safety video. And then the video comes on.
شكرا خيلت ولا خيلت ورليلا إماراتي شكرا دايلا خطوة ورليلا السلام عليكم مايلا كارليلا ولا خطوة تاجي إماراتي كديلا ولا خطيلا كا حبيبي لكرويا يلا يرتا خطر ولا ناتي كا إماراتي هايتكورا خيلا محمد خليا لا بن صالح كدراينا أعطي خليل بردينا بودليا شكرا. Welcome to Emirates.
That's not personal, that's not for me. FlySafair feels like it's custom made. You see the person, they take that telephone off the wall. On our flight, they had one person making the announcement and another person doing the actions. Yo, guys, I was having the time of my life. Because that woman took the phone and she's like,
welcome, ladies and gentlemen, aboard this FlySafair flight. Please pay attention to the following safety announcement. You will find the seatbelt will be fastened like this. And unfastened like this.
just to make that person feel like they were actually doing something worthwhile, I did it with them. When they were like, unfasten, I was like,
Please also note you will find a life vest under your seats in case of a water landing emergency. Place it over your head and pull the strips to inflate the jacket. If it does not inflate, you can blow into the red toggles on either side.
I love it. It was interesting. It was unique. It felt like I was home. You know, the whole flying experience felt like, the only thing that doesn't feel unique is the pilots. That's what I've noticed, actually everywhere in the world. If you want to feel what a country's like, listen to the flight attendants, right? But then the pilots, no matter where you are all the same. It's almost like they went to the same school where they've been trained the same way to fly. They've all got that same sexy pilot's voice. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, flight attendants can sound however they like. You know, they do that thing. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. No, there's no pilot like that. When pilots come on, they always do that thing of theirs. Boom.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Aboard this FlySafair flight. This is your captain, John Davies speaking, and
I'm going to be taking you down. It's going to be approximately 2 hours. We're just waiting for the last few bags to get loaded, and we're going to be closing the doors, heading off shortly in a northeasterly direction. Taking to cruising.
Like, why are they always running out of breath? Is there a reason that pilots cannot complete one single sentence when they're making announcements? Every time that they're like,
we're going to be at a cruising altitude of 35,000 feet.
it always sounds like they're getting head in the cockpit. Can anybody tell me why? Why does it sound like every pilot is receiving immense amounts of pleasure and they can't get a single sentence out? Every single pilot. It's like someone started just before they started. They were there and they're like, no.
Welcome everybody, let me introduce you to your cabin crew on this flight. In the rear we've got Tandeka, we've got John, and we've got Lisa who are going to be looking after you. Up front my co-pilot, Mr. DeFett's going to be looking after us. Flight time should be not too long. Keep your seatbelts fastened in case of any unexpected turbulence. I'll let you know once it's safe to move around, but until, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
I've realized Americans have a very strange perception of Africa. I don't blame you guys though, you know. It's because of the images that you fed on TV, you know, the stuff that you see of us. You just get all these UNICEF ads, you know. Those infomercials, those are horrible. That's all I've seen of home, you know. Because you've got these people and they're really gaunt and they're skinny and they're just like, you know, and they've got the kwashiko and everything and they just look as horrible as possible. They just get there and, you know, they're shooting this. And then Penelope Cruz will start talking as the woman's holding her starving baby in her arms, and they'll come in and be like, every year, more than 5 million children are starving in Africa. You can make a difference if you donate $10 a month. You can donate a family's life. And you can change everything. Look at this child. And they show you the kid and, you know, and they go in there. And I understand this is a painful thing, I understand. But I just don't understand the small elements. Why do they include that, you know? Why is it that in every single one of these infomercials, why do they always have to have these people with the fly? What is up with that fly? I don't understand it. What is going on with the fly? There's always the flies. And it's not just the flies in the shot. It's not just the shot. It's not just the flies there, but they've got the flies and they sit in a very specific place. They always sit on their mouth, like always on the top lip. It's always on the top. How do they get the fly? I've tried. It's very difficult to get a fly to sit on your top lip. How do they achieve this goal? I'm sitting there watching this, you know, and they always get it. It's almost like they don't shoot without the fly now. It's like, you know, it's like the flies become the watermark of a starving African. It's like a trained fly. Is this one of your Disney flies? Is it one of those? Come on, boy. Get in there, and stay. Okay, we're ready, and action. Every year, more than 5 million children are starving. You can make a difference if you donate $100. It's just madness. What is it? And it angers me. It really does. I understand. There's people starving. Yes, there are people starving in Africa. I do understand this. There are people starving. But I don't understand why they need to make us look that bad. And yes, I will say it. They do make us look bad. They make the whole of Africa look bad. They make me look bad, and they make me angry. Because I grew up in a black family in Africa. And no matter how poor we were, no matter how hungry we were, no matter what, we could still do this. Hots where the worst thing is everyone comes up to me and they go, well, you must be used to this being from Africa. And no, I'm not. I'm from Africa, but that shit is hot. That was just, no. I was scared to go jogging because I thought if I ran out in the streets and fainted, wouldn't the local news love that? I'd be running and I'd fall down in the heat. They would have their vans reporting live. They'd be standing there going, so hot in Atlanta, even Africans are fainting. So I'm enjoying this. Really happy to be here, you know. This is going to be good for us, I hope. I say I hope because I never know with stand-up comedy. It's just, you know, it's an awkward experience, I find. I'm always nervous. I find comedy is very similar to sex for me. Well, it's exactly like sex when you think about it. With me, the comedian, playing the role of the man, and you, the audience, the role of the woman. Because it's my job to satisfy you. And you just have to sit there. And then, just like sex, my success or failure will somehow be determined by how much noise you make during my performance. Which makes it a one-sided affair, I feel, you know? Yeah, I mean, maybe you're the quiet type. I hope we have magic tonight. I hope we create something wonderful. I mean, for many of us, it's our first time together, and that means it might be awkward. I understand this. And if that's the case, I want you to know that I'll look into your eyes, I'll see that I'm freaking you out, and I'll stop. I'll stop, and I'll flip you back over, and we'll go back to the simple stuff. Okay? I've been in America for a few months now, and I'm really just thrown by the place. It's not what I expected at all. Different from the brochures and the pamphlets. There's many assumptions I had about America before I came here, and I've come to learn that those were wrong. For one, I just assumed people spoke English here. It's far from it. It's not, you know what, it's not so much the language, so much as the pronunciation of words that throws me off. It's just what Americans have done with the language. You guys have just, wow, you've done something. You've put 22s on the English language. You've got rims that says, pimp my language. That's what you've gone with, you know? I don't understand. I was chatting to this woman downtown the other day. She came up to me and she wanted me to see something. I don't know what though. She was like, oh my God, look over there. I said, look over what? She's like, over there. Look at that her. And I said, her? She's like, no, her. There's two of them? I understand nothing. Even the small words, just the pronunciation, you know, small things that get you by. For instance, I pronounce the opposites of uncle as aunt. I say my aunt. Out here, you say my aunt, which to me is an insect, which made me look like an ass when my friend told me his aunt died. And I was like, so what? There's tons of those out there. What a great way to end a friendship. I couldn't get help the other day when searching for a battery for my remote control, because that's what I say, battery, a small form of power. So in America, you say battery, which to me is a different form of power. Sponsored by Chris Brown. And you know what to understand? We live on different sides of the globe, so it's fine. The language will evolve. This is something I've come to understand. But I hope I change one thing in your hearts forever. Just one thing. And that is that animal in the wild that looks like a horse. It has black and white stripes. Yeah, do me a favor. From now on, please, it's not zebra, okay? It's zebra. Yeah? Just like it's not Debra, it's Deborah. Same structure of word. Plus, you cannot name them because you do not have them. Zebra. This is madness. Everything out here is different. Do you know how hard it is to learn when you come out here? You have to change everything. There's the measurement system, which is just, I mean, America, you guys have your own thing, the imperial system, you know? On my side of the world, we use the metric system, and by my side, I mean the rest of the world, you know? We have the metric system, which is, amongst other things, very efficient. It's a very simple process. You know, everything goes into each other. And out here you have imperial, which is fine. I mean, I won't judge you. If you want to be imaginary, that's up to you. But I just feel like there's some consistency that's needed. Small things. Like, for instance, when we abbreviate our small measurement, milligrams, we use mg, milligrams. Mg, milligrams. And you guys have ounces, which you then abbreviate OZ. There's no Z in the word, ounces. I don't know. That's pale in comparison to what you've done with pounds. That for me, please explain to me how the abbreviation for pounds became LBS. Pounds. I look like the idiot walking into the store going, could I please have the 2 labs bag of sugar? Guy was like, you mean pounds? I said, I don't see the P, no, I don't. He said, well, it means pounds. It's not LBS. A lot of bullshit. That's what it stands for. This is horrible. In fact, it's crazy. You do realize the imperial system is so inefficient that even American drug dealers have switched over to metric. Even drug dealers got to the point where they said, we need some order, we're going with metric. And I thought I honestly thought this was an anomaly. I thought, you know what? This is just one of those things. It's a coincidence. But it's not. Americans do not care about abbreviation nor the English language. They don't give a damn. I learned this in the small things. Like for instance, when I was in Tennessee, I stumbled on an organization known as the Ku Klux Klan. You heard of them? Worst magic show ever. Guy gave me a pamphlet. He was like, come and see the Grand Wizard. Grand Wizard! The Grand Wizard! Didn't do one trick! Not even one trick. I mean, I noticed a few black people disappear, but I mean, that's not magic. You know, that's just Reaganomics. I wasn't impressed by that. Like, where's the magic? I sat there forever. These guys running around in their sheets. Yeah! The KKK, as they're affectionately known, has nobody bothered to tell them ever that you do not spell clan with a K. Nobody stopped. Even in America, clan is spelt with a C. The Ku Klux Klan, they're the KKC, not the KKK. You realize that? Ku Klux Klan. The C. In fact, the name is wrong. The whole thing, the Ku Klux parts of it. That's just horrible because they got that, as you know, from ancient Greece. It was Ku Klux Elfion, meaning a circle of brothers. And that's how they got their name. They call themselves a Greek circle of brothers, which is wrong for two reasons. One, if your sole purpose as an organization is to hate black people, don't you find it strange that you've now named yourself the Circle of Brothers? And secondly, do they realize that in ancient Greece, circles of brothers were doing very different things with one another? Very loving, very, yeah. If they were really a Greek circle, the sheets would be a bit higher up, just more of a, maybe one more hole. They're not a